Hi, and welcome back to Race Chat. This is episode 11, and we have three things to talk about. First up, a surprise race. NASCAR was at COTA today.
First time at the track.
Yeah.
The circuit that is the home to the United States Grand Prix for Formula One and IndyCar raced there last year. So, yeah, we had that. We also had the conclusion of Indy 500 qualifying, and we had the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yes. So let's kick it off with the Monaco GP. So, in qualifying, Charles Leclerc crashed. He's my favorite driver, and he had a gearbox problem, and he couldn't start the race, so that deserves a...
Yeah, well, okay, so we should clarify. In qualifying yesterday, Charles Leclerc set the fastest lap, and then Max Verstappen and one of the other drivers, perhaps Bottas, maybe Norris, were on their way to exceeding or bettering Leclerc's lap, but then Leclerc had an accident, which brought out the red flag, and in Formula One, they do not penalize a driver for creating a red flag during qualifying. So Leclerc's pole position stood. However, this morning they discovered that there was a problem. Actually, it was on his way to the grid that there was a problem, and they had to withdraw the car. They couldn't repair it in time.
With the gearbox. So that deserves a double.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Valtteri Bottas had not a crash, but he went into the pits and they couldn't get off one of the front tires, and he had to retire.
Yeah, one of the nuts on the spindle there, it was cross-threaded. They tried to get the tire off, they couldn't, and that was it. So Max Verstappen was our winner.
And Carlos Sainz second.
And was I correct that Lando Norris was third?
Yes.
All right, so a good finish for the McLaren as well. Now, the Monaco Grand Prix ran a week earlier than it normally does. Typically, it's the same weekend as the Indy 500, but this year it's a week earlier.
Yeah.
And so then we moved on to Indy 500 qualifying.
Yes.
Now, the qualifying format, qualifying is 2 days now, Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday, everybody goes out. Now, there were 35 cars trying to qualify for 33 spots.
Meaning two will not make the race.
And so the Fast Nine, as far as who was in the Fast Nine, that was set yesterday. Positions 10 through 30 were locked in. And then the 5 cars that were at the tail end, positions 31 through 35, had to requalify this morning. And so what happened?
3 are in the last row, and 2 will not make the race. So R.C. Enerson and Charlie Kimball did not make the race. And Simona Di Silvestro, Will Power, and Sage Karam made up the final row.
Yeah, Simona Di Silvestro, very good driver, and this is a Penske-affiliated team. Kind of a shocker that 2 Penske cars, or 2 Penske-affiliated cars anyway, ended up on the last row. It sort of brings back memories of 1995 when the Penskes didn't qualify for the Indy 500 at all. So, a bit of a shocker. And then pole qualifying, the Fast 9 shootout later in the afternoon. And
Scott Dixon on the pole.
yeah, he improved one position. He qualified second last year with Marco Andretti getting the pole, but this time Scott Dixon on pole, Colton Herta second, and Rinus VeeKay for the Ed Carpenter team. They comprise the first 3, the front row for the Indy 500 for next Sunday.
No, Alex Palou was third.
No, Alex Palou was not third. Alex Palou was like 7th. Rinus VeeKay was...
Really? I thought Palou was third.
No, Palou was not third.
Okay, we'll clarify that at the end of the video.
It was VeeKay. I know it was VeeKay. And
Okay.
Ed Carpenter was 4th. I remember that. Rinus VeeKay out-qualified Ed Carpenter, and Rinus VeeKay is going to be on the front row.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So now, moving on, the final race of this race chat, NASCAR at COTA today.
Yes. An eventful race. There were some accidents. Who was in the accidents?
So the first accident, Daniel Suarez in the 99 had a little bit of a spin where he spun off the racetrack. And then the 11 of Denny Hamlin had a little bit of a spin where he spun backwards off the track.
Okay.
And then there was a crash between Kevin Harvick, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron.
Wow. And that's not all, is it?
Yeah. And then there was a big crash where Martin Truex Jr. got loose, and then Cole Custer plowed into him, and Truex was up in the air, and they both went right into the wall, and the front of Custer's car was in flames.
Wow.
Pretty big crash, and that brought out the red flag.
And then the rain came, and it was a lot of rain. And so eventually they just had to call the race. They were 14 laps from the finish, but the winner was
Chase Elliott.
Kyle Larson second.
Yes, and also another thing that happened in the rain.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch spun
Okay.
and may have made slight contact with the wall.
So yeah, a very eventful race. The Circuit of the Americas is a very tricky road course. A lot of different speed corners, a lot of undulation, a lot of elevation change. It's a challenge, and it was their first time there, but
Yes.
made for an eventful day. Okay.
And my favorite driver, Kyle Busch, won the second stage. So that's phew.
Okay.
So, this has been Race Chat, and if you would like to see more of our videos and watch me be silly, simply hit the like button. Also, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to see more exciting Race Chat content every weekend. Alrighty, take care, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.